Today we are going to be looking at the courtship and dating customs of the modern Chinese culture, as well as the marriage ceremony, family life, and divorce. We will look at the country's laws regarding marriage as well as the cultural norms in today's society. Dating while in high school is an uncommon practice in China, as the teens are very focused on their education with little time for fraternization. Casual dating is frowned upon, and couples usually only enter relationships with marriage as the intent. Sex before marriage is a choice, but having a child out of wedlock is seen as a disgrace. Chinese women often choose to keep their surname, not to show equality in the marriage, but because of powerful patriarchal values in the culture. This keeps them as an outcast to their new in-laws. However, occasionally the men take the women's surname to keep a family line alive. The practice is known as ruzuhui. The Chinese use gender-normative roles in dating. Men are expected to initiate interaction with women as they are socialized to be submissive. There are 3 stages of dating in the culture. First, friendly group dates. Then in the second, they may discreetly go out alone. In the third stage, when the woman is comfortable, they announce and make it official. Chinese couples often wear matching outfits called couple costumes to show they are connected. In the culture, when 2 people are dating, they do not expect them to maintain their own separate social lives. Public displays of affection are not prominent in the society, but hand-holding is culturally acceptable. The marriage license is a legal document that the Chinese obtain from the Civil Affairs Bureau. The current law states that men must be 22 to marry and women 20. And in 1980, a law was passed to allow them to choose their own spouse, straying from the tradition of arranged marriages. The ceremony is a private event with only family and close friends held in City Hall, and religious individuals will exchange vows. The banquet is paid for by the groom's family and is the main wedding celebration where extended family and friends may attend. At the ceremony, guests sign in on a wedding book and then present their red envelopes to the attendants at the entrance, where the money in the envelope is counted in front of the guest and written down so the bride and groom know exactly how much everyone gifted. Then when the guest gets married, the married couple is obligated to give more than they received to show respect. Upon entering the ceremony, guests are announced by an MC. Next, the groom will give a short speech that is followed by the first of 9-course meal. The meal is often filled with traditional dishes that have symbolic meaning of good luck and prosperity, and most dishes are represented by the male and female using dragon and phoenix. Throughout the meal, the bride and groom will re-enter 2 to 3 times in different outfits, both traditional and modern. The brides have taken a more Western approach, choosing to marry in a white gown, but often change into a traditional dress in red to uphold their ancestry. In ancient China, once the parents had approved of their child's choice of spouse, matchmakers and fortune tellers were appointed by the government to determine if a partner would be a suitable mate using the 4 pillars of birth time, including the exact time that they were born. But in modern China, the couples are free to choose their own partner. A tea ceremony is conducted prior to the wedding to pay homage to both sets of parents. The ceremony is a symbol of purity, stability, fertility, and love. This is an ancient tradition that was used originally to introduce the bride and groom and show the family's respect. Although many newlywed couples in modern China have their own living space, it is not uncommon to have parents in the household, depending on the circumstances. Often elders live with the couple to help raise children, or when the elder is widowed or of poor health. Married life is generally gender normative, with the man as the main breadwinner and the wife as the stay-at-home caretaker. From 1970 to 79, China had a 1-child policy for couples. Now couples are allowed 2 children, but a majority stick to 1. Many women have anxiety about having more children, fearing for their welfare, as the people have grown a distrust of the government in regards to child welfare. Chinese families tend to be more restrained and hierarchical than Americans. Some Chinese grandparents do not openly show affection to their grandkids, but some have adopted the more Western approach, being indulgent and affectionate. Grandparents play an important role in the family and are often essential in child care in a functioning household, especially if both parents work. In the Chinese court, one of the following circumstances must be used to support grounds for divorce: adultery, domestic violence, maltreatment, desertion, gambling, drug addiction, separation of the couple for more than 2 years, or any circumstance causing the alienation of mutual affection. Chinese couples with male children are less likely to get divorced, as the patriarchal view is very prominent in their society. Not having a male child is a stressor and is often a reason for divorce. Women usually remain custody of the children, although they are seen as undesirable and often stigmatized by the society. Chinese men, especially the upper class, take a mistress. A mistress shows the man's wealth and reputation. He often chooses someone he has known for a considerable amount of time and that he trusts. Wives are often aware of the mistress but do not typically speak out because they are economically dependent or do not want to bring shame to their family.